Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Foreign, and welcome back to 32 Layers or Less. Today, I have for you guys a special treat. Now, I know I said yesterday that today we would be doing more partnerships, and I'm going to continue doing them, but yesterday I received a challenge from a big YouTuber, and that person is Wings of Redemption. So this was probably the most difficult icon that I've had to make. I thought that the goat was tough. The goat was actually pretty easy. It would have just been much better if I had more layers. This, on the other hand, was extremely tough, but I'm really happy with the outcome. It kind of looks like an owl face a little bit. But anyway, so I'll take you guys through a little bit of the techniques that I used. You guys can check out the Speedart over on Wings of Redemption's channel. And then you guys can recreate this if you guys would like. If you guys find a better way of doing it, you know, when it comes to design, there's a million ways to do the exact same thing, and it's all about whatever is easiest for you. So if you guys find another technique that you guys can use less layers or anything like that, you know, by all means, go for it. You know, I'm not gonna be mad that you guys aren't doing my way. So basically, what I started out with doing was actually creating the feathers for the background of the wing. Now all of these feathers are the exact same icon. They're just, some of them are just scaled down a little bit, and some of them are skewed slightly. What emblem is this? This is the flag no wind. So here, I'll actually I'm not gonna save this, so if anything gets messed up, it's not saved, but we're going to clear this layer and I will actually recreate it for you guys live so you guys can see it. Where's the flag no wind? Flag no wind. There you are. Alright, so basically we're gonna start by actually rotating this, and I'll create it up in this little area. But what we want to do is we want to actually create kind of something similar to this, and then we're gonna make it a bit longer, maybe a little bit more of a flare to it. So there we go. So that's basically how you're going to create all the wings. And then we're just going to add its color, which I think that's it. Yep. And then we're just going to rotate it in there properly. And then bam. It's really simple when you actually break things down to its simplest form. So we did that for all of the wings. So that's going to create the main shape of this all. And then I used, what is this icon? The axe. I used the axe to kind of fill in the area. You guys can see that right here. I'll move it out of the way so you guys can see that area that it leaves open. I'll reset. So it's really all up to you guys. You guys can fill that however you would like. This is just the easiest emblem that I have discovered to use. Now I did use a lot more layers to create the wings in the background before. I created two versions of this. You guys will see it in the speed art how I actually create it and then I delete it and create something else. Basically I found out that this, I think this is half short hair. There we go. Half short hair. I realized that this actually has enough of the little flares to give it a wing look. So what I had done was I had skewed it a little bit and kind of just fit it down here where I had the other wings. So this is basically creating the smaller feathers. I guess they're feathers. The smaller feathers that would be at the bottom. I know that there's a lot of them, but I think that it still achieves the proper look that we're going for. And then it has these additional flares up top. So that is just the main. So that's just two of those positioned accordingly, so that they would just. No, I didn't mean to do that. Anyways, I meant to actually reset the layer. So we made two of those, and then that's what we also used to form the area with the short hair. so that it was coming from a central point, because on a wing, a lot of it'll stem off of, you know, a main portion, a main limb, and then they kind of flare out from there. So that's why we're using that. And then I just created these smaller ones inside. These should be the swoop, if I remember correctly. The golf flag. I am terrible with the names of these emblems because they are ridiculous names. So then we just created smaller ones and then put them inside, because there are additional feathers that come out in the middle. But with the amount of layers that we're given, we can't always achieve what we would like. If I could have it my way, this would be 64 layers. That's that's just me though. So then we're gonna also add in the smile outline. This was just a little added touch. It just kind of adds a little bit more dimension to the icon, to the emblem itself, by connecting, you know, lines to lines and then creating almost like a highlight. And now we're gonna move on to the actual letters. Now in the machinima logo that I made for you guys yesterday, I taught you guys a new technique. A technique that I don't see many people do when they post these videos, and that's why I wanted to teach it to you guys, because I think that the way that people are making letters is ass backwards. Just plain and simple, it is very counterproductive, and this is the proper way to actually create letters. So we'll actually just I'll clear these out, because I'm not going to save this, so it doesn't really matter. And I'll actually leave those on there, so I have my little placeholders. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to go in and we're going to find a letter. And if it would help to be in the letters area, unlike I just was. So we have our letter, and now what we're going to do is we're going to scale it down. We're going to scale it down. We kind of made it a little bit wider, just because it is a wider letter. Let's scale it down just a little bit more. Not so much. There we go. And now the technique that I taught you guys yesterday, which I'm actually going to show you now, is we're going to copy, paste, and then instead of just hitting A and moving this piece around, we're going to hit Y, and this will change just the emblem itself. So by changing just the emblem, we're actually preserving its scale, we're preserving its size, and its color. So if you guys are using a specific color, you guys can always copy it over, scale it, move it, blah blah blah. Do what you need to do. So now we can move the O over. I actually did a pretty good scale on this one, I think, except for it's going to be too short, but that's fine. That does not matter. So we'll place that one, and then we will copy, paste, change our letter, pick the R, and then we'll bring the R over. And there you have it. We'll bring this up just a tad, just because I messed with it before. So there we have it, guys. We have the Wings of Redemption logo. If any of you guys would like to use this, please feel free. And if you guys do, send me a picture. I'd like to see your guys' recreation of it, because, you know, I don't have all of you guys as friends on Xbox Live, so I can't go and check. But yeah, so if you guys do make any of these, please let me know. And if you guys are coming from Wings' channel, because the Speedart is being posted on his channel, don't leave hate to leave hate. I know that Wings has some haters, and there's no need for the hate here. I'm not Wings. I didn't do anything to you guys, so I would hope that you guys would actually watch the content and judge for yourself whether you actually like or dislike it. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Because I did not do a partner logo today, just as a little sneak peek, tomorrow's emblem will be Yaush Network. So any of you guys that are with Yaush, you guys can recreate that, share it with your friends, blah blah blah. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you later.